Hi, thanks for logging in today on this beautiful morning. This is Casey Lau here from caseylau.com, and today we have a special speaker. He's the founder of PenangPropertyTalk.com, Ken Lim. Basically, if you're searching for properties, projects in Penang, you'll most probably landed on his site. It's called PenangPropertyTalk.com. It is established in 2010 and it's now one of the Penang's top property sites for new and upcoming projects. So today, the website has covered more than 90% of the latest property development projects in Penang with an average of 100,000 visits every month. So the founder, Ken Lim, brings with him a decade of property investment experiences together with the insight of social engagement in PenangPropertyTalk.com. Not only able to articulate very well on what is actually happening on the ground in Penang's property market, Ken is also well updated on Penang property development through his research, analysis, and observation. So today we have him here. Ken, good morning to you, Ken.
Good morning, Casey. Can you hear me properly?
Yeah, your voice is loud and clear. Yeah. So everybody else, if you are listening here, you can hear my voice and you can hear Ken's voice. You can see the screen. Just type in the chat box telling us whether you are from Penang or not. If you're not from Penang, just type in where you're from. And let's get started. So we have, I know that Ken, you're going to share with us some hotspots in Penang. So I'm going to leave it to you to share the information.
Okay, thank you, Casey. Good morning, everyone, and thank you very much for your time to attend this about 1 hour webinar. So today, my topic is actually about the market trend in Penang. So these are some of the topics that I'm going to share with everyone. My presentation is slightly different as compared to some other property guru because this is really focusing on Penang's, and most of the information here are based on the official number from the National Property Information Center, and together with the engagement with the website of PenangPropertyTalk.com. First, we're going to go through the Penang property overview, okay, going through some of the price trends and the transactions, and then I will share with everyone what are the top 5 developments. When I say top 5, it's more like the most engaged top 5 projects in Penang in 2013 to 2014. And then some of the hotspots, what are the most happenings, which are the most happening spots when it's published in the Penang Property Talk. And then a quick overview on the price sweet spots and what are the future trends. Okay, I prepared this Penang district because just in case you want to refer this, I can just flip back to this screen because some people may not know Penang has actually 5 districts and how it was divided. So, like for example, Barat Raya is more towards Sungai Ara area, and Timur Laut is more towards like Georgetown and Tanjung Bunga area. Okay. Okay. So in terms of I did research from the numbers that shared from the National Information Center. So in terms of the overall residential Q1 2004. You will see that the transaction itself is actually declined by 10% quarter over quarter, which means if you compare with the last quarter of 2013, it's actually reduced. But of course, from quarter on quarter, which means Q1 to Q1, you see some slight improvement overall. Okay, but then in terms of mainland, we will actually see a consistent growth, both in terms of value and volume. The chart below, the first chart is actually the number of transactions, and then the second one is actually the total value. So the fastest growth area is actually Sabang Perai Tengah, which you can see that you can see the highest transaction and also highest value transacted.
So does that mean that all the Penang people in Penang actually they are moving to buy the mainland properties?
Yes, I think yes, it is. I'm going to share some numbers, and you will see that because of the price pressure, you will see more and more people will be moving on to mainland. Yeah, but the good thing is, in terms of value per transaction, it is actually going up. Okay, that means if you take the total value and divide the number of transactions, you can see that it's going up. Don't worry about the number of thousand value, because this also includes some medium cost unit. That's why you see that because some people may ask me, why area like Tanjung Bunga, can sell at about 600,000, per unit, which is possible because there are some low cost and low medium cost unit around that area. But in general, you see it's an uptrend. Okay, whether is it quarter by quarter or quarter over quarter, right?
So that means, look, from my point of view, is that property price rises over the quarters?
Yeah. Yes, okay. I think the price will not go down based on this. What I see here, it will not go down. It will actually continue to go up, whether it's a lot or less. Okay.
Good.
Okay, let's take a look at the price trends. I'm focusing on condo, link house, terrace, and semi-D. In the data that I have, we do have other like bungalow, land, those things. I think over here I would like to focus just these three. Okay, so this is the average price for condo in Ireland, starting from Q1 2013 to Q2 2014. You can see that the price in Barat Daya, which is somewhere in Relau and Sungai Ara area, is kind of like a bit slow down if you look at the trend lines. And then for Timor Laut, which is on the northern east side, is still continuing an uptrend as an average. All these numbers are actually average number. Okay, this is the condo, and then for link house, terrace, I would say that it's basically flat across Penang Island for link house. And then the next one is a semi-D. For semi-D, you see that Timor Laut, because it's coming down. For this one, right, when you state, it doesn't mean that all the price in the Tanjung Bunga or the northern region is coming down. It's basically there are more launches in area like Paya Terubong, Air Tam, because the unit over there is actually slightly lower. So when there are more transactions over those areas, then you can see that the average number actually is coming down. But I think overall it will be sort of a flat thing. Okay.
Well, I'm kind of curious, when you say that semi-D transaction, if there are new launches in Aitam and Paya Terubong, I thought they don't have many lands over there, which is quite like mountainous or hill.
This is including all the sub-sales as well. I think mostly coming for sub-sales. Okay. Yeah. Actually, which is not true, I think based on your comment right earlier, you say that the Timor Laut, northeast area, there's land. Actually, it's not true. Later I can share, because later I'm going to share with you what is the new stock coming in for the next 4 years.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah. So okay. So let's take a look at the link house in mainland. You can see that the price is actually consistently going up, from quarter to quarter. Of course, you can see some downtrend once a while, but I think it's quite steadily going up. For mainland, I'm only focusing on Seberang Perai Tengah and Seberang Perai Selatan. The reason is because Seberang Perai Utara, the activity is kind of less as compared to these two areas. So let me just focus on these two areas. And I didn't include condo because the number is not so, because there are not many condo around those areas, so it's hard to compare. In terms of semi-D, we can also see that it's also going up in the uptrend as well. Okay. So next, now you know the price trends. Let's take a look quickly on what is actually coming in. So this is the future supply of condo in the island. When we say future supply, it means the under construction unit and also the planned unit, which is already approved but yet to start the construction. So which also means that these units are likely to come in in to complete in like 4 to 5 years, because a condo will probably take 3 years to complete. So from now until 2 years later, there will be planning and launching. So that is how we look at it. So in terms of future supply, condo is quite a very steep increase. You know, it's about 2x as compared to Q1 2013. And Casey, to your question, I mean, to your comment, right? Most of this actually coming from Timor-Laos. I mean, it's the northern, northeast region.
Northeast region, okay.
Yeah, but I can't really tell exactly which project or it is, because these are just some data actually published. Okay. And then in terms of the landed in the island, still an uptrend. It's just that maybe it's not as steep as the condo. Okay. But if you look at the condo in mainland, I think it's pretty conservative. They don't actually increase as much as many as in the island. This is the condo supply, and then the next one is the link house in mainland. Okay, if you notice, right, in mainland, the landed property incoming landed property is about 20,000 units as compared to the island. Of course, it's a lot more than the island, but it's almost the same rate as the condo in Penang. But at least in the mainland, the number has been quite consistent, like 16,000 units to 20,000 units, all the for quarter to quarter. So it's not that scary as compared to condo in the island. Okay. After all these slides, right, I think what I can summarize is that overall property price is stable, quarter on quarter. The good thing is, transaction continue to be an uptrend in terms of value per transactions, and then we see that there's a consistent market growth in mainland, and in total there are actually 24 units new condo supply in the island by 2018. I mean, to me, is quite a lot here. We are talking about those units which are more than 500 to 600,000 and above. Bear in mind that the condo that I stated here, right, is really a condo. It's not that exclude flat, exclude low medium cost, exclude apartment. No, sorry, not apartment. Yeah, flat, low middle cost and low cost. Yeah. All right. So before I move to the next one. Okay, the next one will be the top 5 developments in Penang. So in terms of top 5, basically the number is based on the engagement in penangpropertytop.com. So whenever we publish projects, you can see how famous and how fast people share about the information to their friends, and how many comments and how many views that we get for that publication, right? So
this is based on that. It's based on the interaction.
Yeah, it's based on that.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Okay.
So the more people talk about this, it means that the project is more popular, in that sense, right? Okay.
Yeah, I would. Because most of the time when we talk about top development, all these award things, right? And you talk to any other talk, maybe they'll tell you, oh, this is the award that we get, top developments. Okay. So it's not really that I'm going to share with all the, this kind of thing. But if this one, you can actually get it from newspaper. Okay. So over here, I'm going to share the most viewed and the most engaged project in 2013 and 2014. Here are the top 5 that I actually gathered from the website. Okay. I'm going to go through one at a time. Okay, obviously the number 1, okay, is the Tropicana Bay Residence, which is part of the Penang World City Waterfront development. I think why it is so popular, and first of all, is because it's a very glamour location. When you talk about Penang World City, I know, or it's very new projects and everything. And then the other thing is they actually have a very small unit, which is starting from about 455 square feet, and their first launch, right, their smaller unit is below 500,000.
Oh, I thought that's 500,000.
Which one?
I thought the 455 square feet unit is going to be 500,000.
No.
No.
I think it's slightly less. I can't recall the actual number,
Okay.
but I think in more overall, I know that the starting price is about 500 onwards, and I think the small unit is about 455. But there are also like 600 square feet units. So for those people who bought, you probably don't be like, I can't really recall so many things.
No problem. So the location of this World City, is it just next to the bridge, the old bridge?
Yeah, it's just next to the bridge, and it's also just a very short distance from the Queens Bay Mall. And it is also a very strategic location for you to go to work and, coming back. I think a lot of people buying this
So
as
the
a second.
location, sorry, just to confirm the location. So when you're going in from mainland, so it's on the left hand side, right? It's not on the right hand side is the IGM project, is it?
Yes, on the left hand side.
Okay. Wow, so it's something new.
Right. Yeah. So and then also easy to get to work, and I think if you want to rent it out, it's easy to rent from expat which is working in MNC, I suppose. So activity here. Okay, and we have about 2,500 comments. Okay.
Wow.
So the next one is the Skype Cube Residence. Skype Cube Residence is actually a new project. I wouldn't say new, like for those people who in Penang, they probably know about this like for a year. This project is actually located in Relau and Sungai area. As I said, I think the price itself, is the key factor and why it is actually popular, because the price itself is about 600s onwards. And then it is also a very strategic location for those people working around those areas. And you also get some school around those areas. That's why it's actually popular. And it doesn't mean that the other project in the same, I would say in the same area, this area, right? There are many other projects. It doesn't mean that they are not popular. It's just that this one is kind of the one of the latest launch. So that's why it's getting a lot of attention. Some of the projects who was launched earlier, like Imperial Residence, all those already had their spotlights, maybe back in 2013 or 2012. Okay, and then the third one is Trees Arena. Okay, Trees Arena is a project by Ideal Property, which is located somewhere near Bayan Lepas. I will actually show you the map later. Oh, and this is also very popular because of the price itself. It's about 550, and it's also one of the latest phase that is being launched by Ideal. One of the good selling point of this project is because there will be an international school coming out just opposite, and then there are two or three Chinese public school is actually coming in. Also somewhere around the corner. It's maybe just a walking distance, but of course you can't walk across the expressway, right? Okay. There are also there will be three more phases coming up on the same area. Okay, the fourth, I hope you don't be surprised, and this is a project in mainland. Okay, when I run such a report in 2012, right, I can't really see any mainland project in the top 10 actually. But nowadays, when I go through the top list, for this one, it's actually come out in the 4th place. This is a very strategic location in mainland, and you're going to see this in the map later. It's actually located very near to the Jalan Baru, or there's a roundabout near Bukit Metajam. Okay, when you want to go to the bridge, you won't see any jam. Unlikely, maybe a little bit. You will get to the bridge in about 10 minutes or less. And then the price is very, attractive, 3,030 onwards. So that's why we can actually become one of the top 5 in the sites.
Yeah, that's a relevant question here from Alex. Alex is saying, he's wondering, where's the total number of views and comments? Where's the input coming from? So Alex, let me explain to you. It is in fact, the total views here and total comments shown on the screen is actually based on the write-up that is posted on penangpropertytalk.com. So it's basically Ken is picking up all the project that he covers in his sites and see which one is the most commented, most views, that shows that it's the most popular on the internet.
Yeah.
So I hope you understand that.
If you go to the site, you can probably see the number of comments, but the number of views is only seen by, I can only see only admin. Myself can, for the admin, I can only see the views, not for the others. That's why I'm sharing here, the total number of views since November 2013.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is number 4.
Okay, let's go to number 5, the signature. This is also another project in mainland. It's located not far away from Prominence, the project Prominence earlier. And then this project actually comes with partial furnished, if I'm not wrong. And then the price also starting from 360 onwards. It is slightly more expensive than the Prominence because it's the furniture, but it was actually sold out quite, I wouldn't say sold out, like maybe 80%. Take a rate at 80-90%, I think within few months after launch. So it also has about 33,000 views and 738 comments.
That's a lot.
Yeah, because it is the 5th place if compared with many other projects in Penang. So I think this is very encouraging, to prove that people are actually moving to mainland.
Mainland. Because you're still, this is like 300 over 1,000. This is the price used to be in the Penang Island like maybe 5 years ago. They're selling at this price. But now this kind of pricing is getting to mainland. Wow.
Yeah. And then also a lot of people wanted to buy a second unit, and they try to find some unit which is very easy to get to work, and then at the same time, it's not that expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. Okay. And also these two projects, Prominence and Signature, right? You can actually easily get to schools and markets and hypermall. That's why it's actually popular. Okay. So let me just summarize, why my view and why these are become top 5. Okay. First of all, work-life balance convenience, which means you can go to work easily and then you can get buy some groceries easily, shoppings. Okay. And the second, the most important, is also the education. How do you actually send your children to work? If you buy somewhere that you can't find a school and then you have to drive 30 minutes just to drop your kids to school, then it's also a problem. So these are the areas where I think why is so popular. And then, of course, last but not least, the price is just right for them. That's why, most people would actually focus on those projects. Okay. Okay. The hotspots. Right. So the hotspot is also based on the number of views and also the activities happening in Penang Property Talk. Okay. It's not about what the developer says. Like Waterfront, Sri Tanjung Pinang, Batu Fringi, Tanjung Tokong, Batu Mau. Yeah. All these are hotspots for developer because they can build more and more projects, very high demand project. But my hotspot is slightly different. Okay. So basically, I would say that the most activities in the website actually coming from the southwest area. I actually highlighted the area in red. Are those projects which is very popular. And then and some projects in Teluk Kumba are also catching up. Okay, so these are some of those projects that around those areas, and the one here is where the Step Cube residents are, and you can notice under location 1, right? You have all these projects around within the same area. I would say that maybe just walking area, walking range. Okay,
walking distance.
And then, yeah, walking distance, sorry. And number 3, Ideal Vision Park is Tris Sparina. Tris Sparina is the first phase of Ideal Vision Park. There are actually 3 more phases to come. Okay, and then Penang World City, KC is actually at number 5 here. Yeah, so it's also sort of is within the same region. And the good part is that there are some primary school and Chinese school coming up in over the Sungai, and then the Straits International School is just around the corner over on the, number 7. And then I will foresee that the demand is going up because there are some major road upgrade around this area, and which helps to for those folks staying around Sungai Ara and Teluk Kumba to get to their workplace, more faster. Okay. And then on the north, surprisingly, on the northeast side, I don't see a lot of activity, except recently there's one project which was introduced by Ideal, which is called Santorini. Santorini. This project has about 900 over units, and the indicative selling price will start around, I think, is about 700 to 800 square feet. So, so the net, if you calculate right, is about less than $1 million, maybe about 800 to 900,000. I presume that they may have some rebate or something going on. So that's why this project is getting some traction when I publish this, and it's getting quite a lot of hits. Other than that, I don't see a lot other activity going on. I wouldn't say not a lot, but I mean it's not so significant that there are not too many hoo-ha around. But
can we get back to the southwest side? Yeah. So there's a question from Peisan. Peisan want to know. She says there's too many new projects at the Sungai Ara Relau area. So how do you foresee? She wants your opinion on that. So how do you foresee the property value in another 3 years? As at that time there will be many projects that will be completed. So they said there are many buyers that buy actually for investment purposes. So what do you think? We just want your opinion on that.
Yes, I think if you look at my slide earlier in terms of the price trend, I would say that the price is going to be quite stagnant or maybe slow. Maybe you will see some slight, appreciation. You actually appreciate a little bit based on the inflation, but you wouldn't see like things like 3-5 years ago where you can make a fortune out of it. Right? But of course, when you buy for investment, then you should choose something unique or something easy to sell. Then you get some profit out of it. Like if you get something like number 4, level 4, then you probably the last few units to sold out. Then that's how you actually play around with with your investment. If let's say you still want to buy in this area, but then again, if you also look at the number of incoming supply, right? Yeah, I didn't include that in my chart. Basically, most of the incoming supply actually coming, I wouldn't say most, majority of the supply coming in the northeast side. So the southwest supply is quite, I would say, is quite steady in terms of you don't see a sudden spike. So I think it wouldn't be a big problem, like to the extent the price has to go down. But I would say that the price is going to be stable or just slightly better in the next 2 to 3 years time.
Yeah, good. And basically, this area, they are basically serving all the locals who are working in the MNC area, in the free trade zone in Penang Banbas. So
yes.
if as long as all the MNC companies there is expanding and they are hiring more people and more factories there, so the demands will always be there. This is just my opinion on that.
Yeah, right. I think it's a very valid concern because I know in those areas there are a lot of projects actually under construction and actually coming up, and they are also concerned about the congestion and everything. But which is true. I think as I shared with you, Casey, earlier, is that the infrastructure itself is kind of slow in terms of our in Penang, how they actually improve. It's kind of very reactive. When we see there's a jam, then we start to build the road. So yeah, we probably have to bear with that. hopefully with the new major road actually upgrade, then you actually help to relieve.
And then the problem is in Penang Island itself, it doesn't have much land to build road. You know, you are talking about like the land is so expensive, and
Right.
I don't know. Those my personal opinion is if there is some kind of very good integrated public transport over there, then it really then the road the concession will not be any issue at all.
Yeah, Penang has come out with some very good transport master plan, but that will take about 5 or 15 years to implement. So yeah, I think hopefully we'll see something soon. And at least I think the upgrade now within the Teluk Kumbar to the coastal, and it can actually help to relieve some of the traffic.
Yeah. So that's the yeah, you show that in the map, right? The major road upgrade.
Right. Yes, this is the one, the major one, because
the blue line, right?
Right.
So it's like they are building a road, upstairs road or something, what you call it.
Yeah, from A to B is actually sort of a bypass where you can actually fly over and then go access directly to the second bridge. And then from Teluk Kumbar there will be an upgrade from Teluk Kumbar to Batu Mau.
Upgrade, is it going to be like what, 4 lane or something?
I think it's 4 lane, yeah, in total 4 lane.
In total 4 lane. Now used to be like 1 lane only, right? Some of the roads.
Yes, yes. Actually, in fact, in certain sections, you can see 4 lanes, but Penang Road is very funny. Sometimes it's get narrower, from one spot to another spot. So yeah, at the end, it will be fully 4 lanes.
Okay, good.
Okay. Okay. So the next one is the mainland. As I mentioned earlier, one of the key factors why certain spots in mainland is popular is because of the locations, right? And it's very strategic to the bridge, accessing to the main bridge. Okay, these are some of the projects which is pretty near to the main bridge. For the number 2 and is where the signature is located. So you can see that you can actually access to the bridge, very fast. And then number. Where is it, the other one? Prominent is number 4 over here. So it's also not difficult. You can come out, it take additional 3 to 4 minutes. And this stretch itself, you have quite a few projects actually coming up, including condos and some gated communities. Okay. If you notice, number 1 here, there will be a so-called I think Northern Region largest shopping mall, which is coming up.
Wow.
In the next maybe 5 years. Okay, they are starting to, the plan is already approved, it's just that I don't know when the developer is going to start the construction. So it was claimed that this mall is actually bigger than Mid-Valley in KL.
Wow.
Yeah, so there will be a condo next to this.
Seriously?
I don't know. Yeah, some people will say that the land is so small, whether is it enough? Yeah, I think they count this by floor area, so probably have higher floor, I'm guessing.
But I'm also suspecting whether the population crowd is going to flock on those shopping complex, because what we see in Penang is kind of different in KL. Like KL, all the major shopping complex during weekend is like so packed, and in Penang probably it just happened to 2 malls, maybe just Gurney and the other one maybe Queens Bay, right?
Yes, I think because the thing is that in the mainland itself, right? If you look at the Penang for comparing island and mainland actually has a higher population as compared to the Penang Island, and then the northern part of mainland, which is in Butterworth area, is the most has the highest density of population. So I think as long as they manage well, you will probably see the crowd as well. Not just number 1. I think number 2 here, you see I highlighted in blue, is the Maidim hypermarket, which is coming up. If those people who are staying in that area, you probably see the buildings already like at level 2 or level 3. So this is also one of a very huge mall. I think it's stretch about 200 meters if I'm not wrong. So I can see it from the road, but I'm not sure after it's done then how is whether is it fully occupied by mining or, but my guess is they will probably have some retail units inside, not just mining hypermarket. If it's just mining, I think it will be the largest in, I think, Malaysia.
It's really interesting, seeing all these projects coming out, because now the trend is like all the mainland population, they will go to Penang Island during weekend, for the two major shopping malls, and probably
Yes.
they will have some food over there. So if this project number 1, number 2 is coming up, and if they are really managing it well, probably the trend will be like the other side already.
Yeah,
People
I think
from Penang is going over.
I think at the end it depends on how the management manage the mall and how they actually get those people coming in. What I did not show here is one of the mall which is just open in PM, Bukit Mertajam, is the Aeon Mall. That mall is also very popular, and I can see when I happen to drop by, I see quite, it's almost full, the parking. So I think at the end is how you manage the mall. A nice mall in Penang, if it's not managed well, you probably will see a lot of crowd as well.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so what about Batu Kawan? This is a lot of people ask me the same question. What about Batu Kawan? Do you think Batu Kawan is good? So I think Batu Kawan overall, it will be a very well planned township or a city. I would say about township maybe, right? And you can see some school is coming in, KDU, University of Hong, they are coming in to build campus. Of course, not today or tomorrow. It's going to be like a long-term plan. And of course, IKEA is kind of very popular topics. In fact, in Penang Property Talk, because whenever I publish something about IKEA, right? At times, I can get like about 100 people, viewing on the same page at the same time. So you can imagine, how popular IKEA is. Okay, in terms of Batu Kawan, there are actually few significant projects. Okay, one is actually the EcoWorld project, which is coming. I think EcoWorld is going to launch on this side. Okay, this is going to be launched, I think, end of the year or early next year. It's going to be a gated project by EcoWorld, mostly a three-story terrace. Based on the EcoWorld's report, I think it's going to be a very well planned and with a lot of greenery projects. But then again, the price itself, I won't think it's cheap. Okay, if you talk about mainland, I'm guessing it's about at least 600 to say 100 onwards for the terrace, the gated terrace. And then the other one here is Hijauan Wado. This is also a gated project which comprises a lot of single-story, semi-D and terrace, and of course they also have some double-story terrace and semi-D. I think, to me, if you really need to choose one of these, right, I think Hijauan Wado will be a better option for now because the price starts from 400 plus to 500, and then there is actually it's not in the map, but actually there's one road connecting directly to the industrial area, and you can actually drive all the way to the second bridge. Okay? As compared to EcoWorld, right, you probably have to go through some small road, somewhere in the federal road, or have to go through some exit from the toll. Whereas for Hijauan Wado, you should be able to bypass the highway and go straight to the industrial area in Batu Kawan. Okay. And then, of course, there is also this Pearl City. It has been there for some time already. It's quite a distance from Second Bridge, but I think it's quite a well-planned city, a well-planned township. On the left corner here is the new project. I don't think it's coming up so soon. It's going to be an EcoWorld golf club project and also some theme park coming on. And then if you're eligible, you may want to apply for this Hijau e-community. It's an affordable initiative by state government. There are about, I think, 9,000 units or 8,000 units available there. Okay, one problem why this is not hotspot is because school and shoppings and groceries. So if you were to stay around this area, it is difficult for you to get, to find a good school and to get your food. That's why it will take a while. It's not that it's not hot, but it will take a while. Maybe like in 3 to 5 years, once all this mall actually coming up, But then again, by that time, you probably see a very much cheap price during that time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. So let me just share with you what do I mean by the pricing sweet spots. Okay. I actually separate the price range, into 5 buckets. Okay. If you notice, right, below 400K and then 400 to 600 and 600 to 800. Okay. 400 to 600 and 600 to 800 is basically the sweet spots for Penang folks, for in the general family, in a typical family, right, for 2 adults who are actually working in maybe MNC or some other banking industry, you probably can afford property within this range. So on the top is the property on the Penang Island, and on the bottom is actually those mainland. So if let's say you ask someone, if you have 400 to 600K, what kind of property you can find in Penang Island? So in Penang Island, you can probably get some secondary unit and condo around FTZ, 800 to 1,002 square feet, mainly focusing on for those first home buyer. Okay, this is how I actually segregate. If let's say you have 800,000 to 1 million, if you ask someone what you want to buy, they probably want to look for something in the northern region, something like the Santorini, I always get it wrongly, okay, or somewhere in Tanjung Tokong, right? So if you go a little bit further, go overseas, right? Go to the mainland, you will probably have a lot more choice in terms of the landed. Okay, you can get a very nicely gated and guarded, house for 600K. Okay, and if you have something like 600 to 800, you probably get a semi-D already. So why I say these are the sweet spots, because from the website, right, I noticed that anything within 400 to 800 is something that's very popular and people just like to discuss about it. Anything above 1 million, I can see a very big change, and the activity will actually drop quite a lot. So I would say that people are not so keen in those properties. Yeah, I know there are a lot of seasoned investors, they want to buy those land, but not for those folk who are genuine buyer, or maybe once in a while you want to buy a second house, not for those. Okay. Okay, so in terms of the future trend, this is going to be one slide. Okay, so I think going forward, 600 and 800 will be the sweet spot in the next 3 to 5 years. So this is the price that you're going to get a condo in maybe a southwest region of Penang Island. I'm not referring to those affordable houses because those you need to apply through the government. Okay, and then there will be a strong demand, for condo below 400K in mainland, and of course the 600 to 800K also includes some landed property in mainland. If you are interested, I think it's good for you to source for some, because eventually those gated and guarded landed property in mainland is going to going more than 700K already. Okay, so you can see more migration, from island to mainland, and then strong interest in gated and guarded housing scheme. Just for your information, right, a gated and guarded in mainland now, especially in Seberang Perai Tengah, a double-story terrace is already costing more than 600,000. So this is the same price as the one residence when it was launched in, I think, five years ago in Penang Island.
Yeah.
So, and then I can see that there are a strong growth in Seberang Perai Tengah because of the good connectivity to Penang Island. In fact, Seberang Perai Tengah is the center of Penang where you can actually go to Butterworth and also Batu Kawan easily. So I think this is going to be a strong growth in this area. Okay, that's all I have. So I also include some new lifestyle, gated lifestyle where you can enjoy, nice sceneries and tools. These are coming from mainland, and of course one of it is actually from one residence in Penang. So if you want to look for all these big gardens, right, I can guarantee that you can't it's difficult for you to find in Penang Island because it's just so expensive. So, but it's not the case in mainland yet. Okay, that's all I have. The rest of the slides are mainly some brief, intro about the website. Okay, this is the number of views and number of page views that we have in Penang Property Talk. And then we also have a full list of affordable housing projects. This is we actually collaborated with the state government, housing division, to make sure that all these are up to date. Okay. If for those who are interested, you can actually apply through the state government. The list is also included in at penangpropertytalk.com. And then these are the source of information that we get our projects. Okay, coming from news portal, developers, as well as some government portals. Okay, that's all I have for today.